Three sculptors, who had some overlap in their productive years, were the French sculptor Auguste Rodin and two Swedish sculptors, Zorn and Per Hasselberg. They each came to the art of sculpting through different paths. Per Hasselberg received formal training in sculpture at École des Beaux-Arts, while Rodin trained as an apprentice and Zorn trained as a painter. While Sweden in the 1800s could have been considered to have been a country isolated from the artistic influences of the rest of Europe, Swedish artistic culture had actually been suffused by immigration of foreign craftsmen and artisans from the 1500s onwards. Both Zorn and Hasselberg trained at the Royal Academy of Art in Stockholm, which was modeled on the French Academy, and through their careers they also traveled extensively in Europe. Both Rodin and Hasselberg were heavily influenced by the history of sculpture, starting with Greece and also the Gothic and Renaissance period. One example of the similarity in composition and silhouette can be seen in Michelangelo's The Dying Slave and Hasselberg's The Snowdrop, while Rodin explained his sculpture as an attempt to transmit a consciousness of depth. Zorn, on the other hand, was more influenced by local folk traditions of sculpture in Sweden, as is evidenced by his sculpture of his grandmother's head in birch wood. All three sculptors found a unique way of expressing eroticism. In Zorn's The Faun and the Nymph, Zorn was explicit in depicting animalistic lust, while Hasselberg was more controlled but still successful with statues such as the Snowdrop, and later, more obviously, with the Water Lily, where a young woman is clearly depicted as a sexual object. Additionally, there are faces in the water below the water lily, representing male water beings viewing the woman. The work by Rodin is not as erotic as these sculptures. For example, the kiss illustrates a scene associated with courtly love and Dante's Inferno. The earlier statue of Eve shows more the shame of nudity experienced after eating the apple of knowledge. But perhaps we should also take a moment and think about the creation of images of adolescent girls, which in today's age can be an uncomfortable concept. But as Terry Pratchett said in The Voice of Fred Colon, "Nude women are only art if there's an urn in it," said Fred Colon. This sounded a bit weak, even to him, so he added, "or a plinth. Both is best, of course. It's a secret sign, see, that they put in to say that it's art and okay to look at." Here we have a small frog in front of the girl in the statue known as the Frog by Hasselberg to highlight the symbolism and remind us that it is indeed art. It is interesting that three sculptors, active during the same time period, influenced by many of the similar cultural phenomena, could end up producing such different styles of sculptures. Zorn showed a focus on Swedish folk heritage, Hasselberg on neoclassicism, and Rodin on classical texts such as the Bible and Dante's Inferno. While Rodin, Hasselberg, and Zorn each brought their unique vision to sculpture, they share a common thread: a deep appreciation for the human form and an exceptional ability to convey emotion through their art. Rodin's work broke away from the traditional sculptural forms of his time, introducing a new level of realism and emotional depth, while Hasselberg's work is known for its exquisite beauty and classical influences, and Zorn's sculptural work is characterized by its dynamic and lifelike qualities. His ability to capture the human form with such vitality and realism is truly remarkable.